So, you know.
So this movie is the religion is a really big theme. So
Yes.
What's the relationship you and religion face, and how influence your everyday life about the religions for you?
Me? Well, look, I'm a poor practitioner. You know, I would like to have a good faith. That's why I see stories like this with a guy like Desmond, whose faith is unshakable. And I'm like inspired by that. And maybe I can take a leaf out of his book on some level. It's not about religion so much as it's about faith and conviction and standing by it and just pure love, which is at the heart of, you know, God, I think, which is like, you know, as far as I go, and I'm imperfect, you know, I'll sort my stuff out, maybe in private. Yeah.
Question right.
Hello, my name is Rama. I'm Seventh-day Adventist, born and raised, third generation SDA. So Desmond Doss is like Hercules, larger-than-life legend in our community. I've heard about him since I was a kid, and he spoke at my school, La Sierra University, before he passed. So thank you for making, for bringing his story to the big screen in such an awesome way, you guys. Thank you so much. Desmond Doss is our hero. So my question relating to that, in the movie could have just said, you know, he's just a Christian who wants to, you know, hold on to his faith. But no, your movie actually specify and inform the audience that we SDA are mostly vegetarians. We SDA, you know, worship on the Saturday. So why do you think it's important to point that out? And how much research into our SDA community did you do in the process of making this film?
Do the writers maybe want to address that specifically?
Yeah, good.
Start with Robert, because Robert really did the groundwork.
Well, I don't think you could tell the story of Desmond Doss and ignore his faith, his religious practice. So it was very important to all of us to get this right, and to be accurate. I think it undergirds who he is, and it also, I think you know, Desmond is such an extraordinary, such an unusual hero. He comes into this situation, the Army in 1944, as you point out. He's a vegetarian, and he doesn't work on Saturday, guys, because that's the day I worship, and I don't pick up a gun, and I'm a pacifist. You can't tell this story without speaking to the religious faith that undergird Desmond's life and was such an important part of his experience on Hacksaw Ridge. And I think
and also the impossibility of the Army coping with someone who has those kind of conditions put on them. I mean, you could almost understand why the Army thought this wasn't going to work. And what's so extraordinary is somehow he made it work. You know, not prepared to fight on the Sabbath, wouldn't eat bully beef. Extraordinary.
And yet, of course, he does make that final compromise on the last day to fight on the Sabbath, because, as Mel points out, his love for his fellow man, which is at the heart of his religion. And so he's not a man who's incapable of compromising. It's just that it must be of the highest order, and that's the choice he makes on that day.
Question right